problem. All right, guys, here's a moment of truth. I'm gonna see if this button works. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so the first thing you need to do in order to install your new steering wheel need to be a retrofitted steering wheel or just an upgrade or replacement. You want to disconnect the battery. Once you're done disconnecting the battery, if you look right over here on the side, the clip that you're going to pop open with a pick or regular screwdriver. So just as a side note, as you can see, I have no power because I disconnected my battery. As long as you put the key in the ignition, you can turn the wheel, so you'll be able to get to those points. And so like I said, I'm getting ready to get this point right here. Just kind of show you, see if I can show you really fast. See, that just kind of just pops out just like that. So I'm just gonna just pull it back. So basically once you pull that back, like so I just kind of pulled it back. So now I should have like a T30 Torx that I'm gonna unloosen. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it with this. As you can see, let me get in there. So as you can see, that's the screw from this top part over here that I basically unscrewed. And once you unscrew it, it just basically unscrews from the actual airbag. So it's pretty simple. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. That's how you loosen up the airbag. So now I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the main airbag plug as well as the menu button. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is basically right here. It looks like I got a T55, or you can use a triple square. You just basically want to just unloosen the steering wheel. So far it's pretty simple. So far I just basically unscrewed these two screws that screws into the airbag and unplugged it and now loosen it. Simple as that. It's not a serious thing to do. It's not too hard to do. So yeah, I'm gonna FYI and loosen to the left. It's successfully taken out. Loosen to the left. So once your bolt is taken out, I just can pull the steering wheel out just like that. Bam, steering wheel is now out the car. How cool is that, guys? All right, so that's how you take out the steering wheel. So, and as you can see, this is my old steering wheel. It's still in pretty good shape. Still in pretty good shape. All right. So now it's time to put the new steering wheel in. All right, guys. So once I take out the old wheel, I'm just gonna go ahead and put in the new wheel. As you can see, this is a 2021 B9 TTrs R8. RS3 wheel with the retrofitted buttons. So I'm just gonna just slide it on. As you can see, it slides right on, no problem. So now the fun part is going to be figuring out the menu buttons and just installing all of this. But I'm happy to know that so far so good as far as just the fitment of the wheel. So if anyone was curious, our cars have the same steering wheel properties. So yeah, that matches pretty good with that shift knob. All right, so here we go. Let's just, for the sake of it, let's just go ahead and see how it looks in here. This might be my thumbnail right here. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that is cool. The first thing that you want to just look at before you put on the airbag is going to be the airbag function. So as you can see right here, I have my old airbag, and then as you can see right here, I have my new airbag. So the way that these airbags work and the way they work with the menu buttons is the actual airbag gives the menu buttons is 12-volt power. So with that being said, if you look right here on my old airbag, it has this this 6-pin mechanism right here, right? So this 6-pin mechanism, as you can see, if I come right over here, it goes right into the actual steering wheel, and that's what controls the menu and the mode button. So it goes from the airbag and from this black one to this black one. And ideally what happens is, as you can see, that button is connected to the airbag socket. So that gives that button power. So the airbag gives that button power. So when you plug it into there, you now have power. So if there's someone who wanted to upgrade from a standard wheel to a wheel with actual paddle shifters, it's the same concept. My previous wheel didn't have paddle shifters. Once you just hook up one with paddle shifters, you just need an OBD11 or a bag just to code it. But other than that, it's just plug and play. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this away. The way that Axe Carbon works is they set you up for success. As you can see, this is the old plug to my airbag, and this is the new plug to my airbag. They're identical plugs, pretty much plug and play at that point. And if you look right here, this is going to be my menu button, which is 4, right? It's actually going to be 3 wires going to a 4 plug. So this right here is going to plug into this right here. So that's what's going to power up the menu buttons, etc. So ideally, at this point, other than me putting in a nut to tighten the wheel, if I plug this airbag into this steering wheel, I can just literally be ready to go. I can have a steering wheel where the menu and the track button works, and I'm going to show you that once I'm done installing it, but then I'll be ready to go. But I have a little bit extra work to do because I'm going to hook up start button and this drop select button. And as you can see over here, I have 3 wires. So what these 3 wires are is the blue is for illumination, the red is just for the power, and the black is for the ground. So the reason why you need the red for the power is to actually have like a remote signal in it, just like with your key fob. So what happens is I'm going to connect this receiver to my start and stop button right here. So just to kind of walk you through what these wires are, the black one is, of course, is ground. So you have to find the ground, and the red one is, of course, is power. So the yellow one is going to be the signal to the start and stop button, and the white one is going to be the signal to the drop select. So for these white ones, let's say if I had an on and off switch to a valve or anything, I would just basically hook these white ones up to whatever mechanism that I wanted this drop select button to work on. Start button, I got it set up rigged and it's working. So it's giving a signal every time I press the start button. So as you're upgrading your wheel, because you can see a million videos, no one ever tells you about how you can actually do it. So I just felt like it was a need to show this video to show people how they can do it. Of course, this is a module that you would need to get the start and stop button to work, and you would need a module for the airbag. However, mine came pre-built from ordering it from Axe Carbon, which is a great, highly recommended resource to get your carbon wheel. They do excellent work. They have great communication. They problem solve, and their work is impeccable. So as you can see, I have power. So since I'm messing with wires, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the power to show you how I did it, just so I can be safe, being that I have the airbag here. You definitely want to be safe when dealing with the airbag, but I just want to show you I have power. And as you can see, when I press the engine stop button, it illuminates. So when I press this, it illuminates. So you're getting that power and that signal that you need. So let me go ahead and disconnect the battery, and I'll explain to you what wires that I utilized, or what wires I picked in order to get a power source to these buttons. That way I didn't have to tap into any other external fuses, because the biggest thing about the steering wheel and why you want to use the actual power within the steering wheel, because the steering wheel has a clock spring that has like a flat wire that spins around with the steering wheel and retracts back. So if you ran a wire to another outside source from the steering wheel as you're turning, you're going to wind up that wire, and it's eventually going to pull out or cause an issue and cause your steering wheel to get tangled up, and it's not safe. So I'll show you how I got this power source, And once I'm done with that, then we'll jump over to the start stop button. All right, guys, now that I have the power off and I feel safe now, let me show you what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this airbag light out. This airbag plug out. Okay, so we're gonna dangle down. All right, so this is gonna be your traditional plug that goes from your module or your menu, your view, etc. And this actual plug right here goes right over to the airbag. So it's just 3 wires that goes to the airbag. Okay, what I did is I just kind of extended those wires a little bit just so I can have a little room to play with, because once you're done with the wires, you need to tuck this piece in here because you don't have that much room to play with because of your horn, etc., when you're actually installing the airbag. So what I did is, as you can see, I got my ground and I connected my ground to the brown wire because the brown is the ground. So I got my ground to the brown wire. Now my red wire from the start and stop button is my power, and of course I connected the red to the power. Now the blue is illumination, and that's going to be the lights in order for it to be illuminated, because it can function in the light just to be blown. So this is illumination for the blue, and so over here on the purple is illumination. So basically it looks really sloppy right now, and I'm going to fix all this wiring, but I've learned don't finalize anything until you're actually done. So with that being said, I got all the connections working right. So now I can go ahead and either do some soldering or do some really good, electrical connections here. Then I'll be able to put the airbag back on and I'll be good to go. So like I said, if you just want a B9 steering wheel, this is going to be the end of the video for you. Once I put this actual airbag back on, you're done. All of this extra stuff that I'm doing right now is for these 2 buttons, the start button and the drive select button, to work with my actual car. But just for those of you who are interested in upgrading your steering wheel, you don't have to upgrade to a B8. You don't have to upgrade to a B8.5. You can just upgrade to a B9 steering wheel. And, a lot of people have not spoken on this, but, I think I might be the first A5 in the world to have a B9 steering wheel in my car. There's a couple of the shops that ventured into things, but it was more of them having a B9 RS3 and wanted to put these buttons on, so they really didn't jump too much into the next level. So yeah, so if you just want a B9 steering wheel for your car, all you have to do is order a B9 steering wheel, and this little module right here is all you would need to upgrade to the B9. Now you can get the B9 steering wheel, and the B9 steering wheel will be a steering wheel that fits on your car, but you will also need this little module right here. And this module right here is the thing that changes the communication of cannabis to the new steering wheel. And you would need to get this module. And in some situations, you may need to, retrofit your airbag plug. But, ask Carbon, who is where I got this actual wheel from. They do all of that from the factory, from the warehouse. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you did just want to do it yourself, I have instructions that I can send to you. If you just order 2 modules and you get a B9 steering wheel, it just really transforms the inside of your car. Look at my car, guys. So far, I have a B9 shift knob. I have a B9 steering wheel. I have pretty much a RS nav, which is, up to date. When you think about vehicles in general, it's really not about the year, it's about how it makes you feel and the look of the vehicle. And I can tell you right now, I'm really excited about this. So yeah, all right, guys. Pretty much lifted this up. Right over here where my start stop is, as you can see, that's the start stop. I unplugged it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is the receiver that communicates with the drive select as well as the start stop button. So I'm deciding what I want to connect to my drive select, but the way that it works, like I said, is you have your traditional power and ground. This is just to power the receiver, like I said, it's just like a remote control. This is a remote with a consistent power, unlike batteries. And then this is going to be the actual receiver for the remote control that's going to intercept the signal from this start stop button. So when you press this start stop button, it intercepts the signal and then it activates it from right here via remote control. And since it's hardwired to a power source, it's consistent. Right now I'm basically going to kind of strip these wires right here, add them to these two yellow wires, and I'm going to do a test to make sure it works. I'm going to run a power supply and ground to this 6-volt battery. It's always a blessing having one of these handy. That way you don't have to keep, starting your car off and on. That way you can know this is just enough power to give whatever you need to give enough power. So before I kind of finalize and do everything, I'm going to connect the power supply to this, and I'm going to connect these two yellow batteries, which are the signal batteries. Excuse me, these two yellow wires, which are the signal wires, to this, to hopefully give me the connection I need. All right, guys, here's the moment of truth. Here we go.
Testing.
All right, YouTube, what's going on? As you can see, I have the actual wheel in the car. So first and foremost, to anyone that wants to know if it'll fit on a B6, B7, B8, B8.5, the wheel will fit on your car. And when I say it will fit on your car, what I'm saying is the actual hole that the wheel goes on will fit on your car. So if you're not too big on accessories like volume, menu, button, or even airbags, then I would say the wheel can fit on your car from an accessory perspective. And of course, everything can be customized to where it can work with your car. As you can see on my vehicle, I have all of the accessories working. It's daytime, so you probably can't see that everything is illuminated. But if I just kind of, let me see if I can just show you. So as you can see, everything is illuminated. You can see that black better. Everything is illuminated. It's just hard to see the red. So like I said, this may eventually be set up for electronic exhaust. I'm going to do the electronic cutoff exhaust, and I'm going to make this button an electronic cutoff exhaust, and I might change this to an exhaust button just from an appearance perspective. However, let me just go ahead and just show you guys really fast. So as you can see right here, guys, I'm making it louder. No one's in the car with me. See? I'm making it lower. Louder and lower. If I press it, so. All right, see that? So we got volume, guys. First thing, we got volume. Okay, so the second thing that we're gonna go to, we're gonna go ahead and see if this phone thing works. This voice control. And if you guys are interested in how to use your voice command, check out this video I did right there at the top. Let me go ahead and go to this voice command. All right. So, as you guys can see, it's actually
enter the city.
So it's actually not only voice command, it's actually working my navigation too if I press it twice. So we're gonna go ahead and go right here.
Please select an item.
All right. So it's listening to me basically, and it's just changing it. So at the end of the day, the voice command works. It's just basically listening to what I'm saying, and it's just changing it up on there. All right, so
navigation is not active.
So I just turned off the navigation. So voice command works. All right, so now we know the volume works, voice command, and navigation works. So that's great. I'm not sure what this button is. It's probably just something on the new B9s. The phone button works, voice control works, volume works. So far on this side, everything works with the exception of this button, which I don't know what it is. And like I said, I'm retrofitting to a B9, so I know I don't have every element that I need. So let's go right over here, and I'm gonna press the view and see what view does. Okay, so view, as you can see, by me pressing view, it's changing my directory. And then look right here, I'm gonna scroll down. As you can see, it's letting me pick what I want. So look, if I just go right here to, let me just zoom in a little bit. So if I just go right here, it's letting me pick what song I want. So I picked that song. All right, so you see that? So let me just show you so you can see it's no tricks or gimmicks, look. All right, so as you can see, the actual button right here, the scroll button works, so that's great. And all I do at this point is basically just press OK and just press it down right here, for example. So volume, make it loud so you can hear it. So it picked that song. So as you can see, all I did was just kind of scroll and pick that song. All right, so let's see what this view does. So if I go to view, once again, it just changes it from 0 miles to directory to, you know, my music, you know. So far so good.
Navigation is not active.
All right, I don't know what these arrows are. Maybe this is for drive select or something, but I don't see these arrows are doing it. I don't see them doing anything. So this right here, this menu button, I don't have this on my car, so it's not functioning on my car. But I would say overall, I mean, I can use the phone button, the voice command button, I can use the track button, I can use the menu button, I can use the view button. So far so good, guys. Cool feature, guys. This wheel even controls my RS nav. How cool is that? This actually controls my RS nav as well. So I can, like, you know, go through different functions on my RS nav. I think that was, just wanted to add that. Pretty cool. Now I'm gonna see if my paddle shifters work and how the steering wheel feels, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to function as if I'm in a regular car. I don't want it to feel custom. I want it to feel natural. So I'm going to see how responsive these paddle shifters are and if they actually work on my vehicle. So let's go ahead and go for a little drive. I'm going to drive really slow just so I can record and show you guys how these paddle shifters work. So I'm going to use my new custom retrofitted B9 shift knob, and let's go. All right, so let me just go back to view, go back to the miles per hour so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna zoom into the, all right, so let's just go ahead and drive right here. All right, so I'm gonna press the gear shift. As you can see, it went to menu, it went drop down. I'm gonna go up. So it went to 2. So it went to 3. Let me zoom in so you can see it. All right, so I'm gonna go downshift, went to 2, went to 3. So with that being said, guys, the paddle shifters work on my vehicle, which is amazing. So let me just go ahead and back it up. Excuse the extra lights and stuff. I'm working on some other stuff. Car's working fine. I know you see parking lot stuff. I'm doing like a little custom thing, some dynamic lights on my rear lights. So I'm just working on that. That'll be another video I'm going to give you guys. But as you can see so far, and I must say, man, I don't know what it is, but in a weird way, this wheel feels firmer. I don't know. I know that the diameter of this wheel is about ½ inch smaller than the actual old wheel, but I mean, it feels really stiff and firm. Like, what I mean by that is it's like, I don't know if I'm just tripping or if it's mental, but I feel like it's not a lot of play in the wheel. It seats really well and makes me feel a lot more comfortable. So go ahead and just kind of press the gas a little bit just to see how this thing works. All right, so let's see how responsive this shift knob is. Yeah, it's responsive. It's responsive, guys. I'm gonna upshift real fast. Yeah, these paddle shifters are just on point. Man, it's just like so instant. Yeah, okay, guys. Paddle shifters are working amazingly. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a turn just to see. Let me upshift a little bit. Yeah, guys, so the handling on this wheel feels so much more refined. It feels a lot firmer and stiffer. I feel like I'm more in control. Maybe it's because I got a new wheel. Who knows, but before, weirdly, I had like a small vibration when I would drive fast, and now that vibration is gone. And I mean, you know, all I can say is this wheel is just amazing. I mean, it not only looks great, it not only looks good, it performs good and performs great as well. So definitely recommend it. And you know, I'm not biased to anyone. I give honest reviews. But yeah, I would definitely say if you're interested in a wheel like this, just ask Carbon, A-S-K, Carbon, C-A-R-B-O-N, on his Instagram. Let him know Bruce Customs. That's a promo code you guys can use. And yeah, just want to give you guys this true, honest review of the wheel. And I hope you guys can upgrade the interior of your cars to what you like. You know, like I said, it's not about the year of the car. It's about how you take care of the car and the pride you take in the car. Bruce with Bruce Custom Motors. Peace, I'm out.